At first glance, Lou Bloom seems like an ordinary man looking for work. But what sets him apart? He is confident, manipulative, and studious, and this helps him get what he wants. He doesn't just act, he studies. He learns people, industries, and languages. That's how he weaponizes intelligence. Welcome to How to Establish a Villain, where we explore how storytellers craft compelling antagonists. Today's subject is Lou Bloom, a character who proves that you don't need a tragic backstory or a world ending plan to be a threat. Sometimes, ambition is enough. Early on, Lou tries to sell stolen scrap. He bombards the junkyard owner with business speak, trying to sound sharp, informed, and professional. But the pitch fails. The man sees through him. Lou learns charm only works when the other person doesn't hold the power. When this doesn't work, Lou goes to plan B and tries to get a job offer. The store owner figures him out and refuses to give him a job because he's a thief. It's important to note Lou did get what he wanted to an extent. He was able to sell the scrap, but he learned his limits. We still don't know much about Lou, only that he is persistent and has no family or friends. There's no backstory, there's just Lou. So Lou pivots. He meets Rick, young, homeless, desperate. This is Lou's opportunity to flip the power dynamic. He doesn't just offer Rick a job, he offers him hope. An unpaid internship, a speech about opportunity, and Rick becomes Lou's first pawn. Continuing to feed off of the power dynamic, Lou often sets unrealistic expectations for Rick. When Rick doesn't meet these expectations, Lou reminds him that his performance in the company is what is going to get him a paid position. Take a look at this scene, for example. Rick isn't good with pressure, and considering this is a fast paced job, Lou expects Rick to be able to communicate at a high level at all times. When Rick fails to give proper directions, they don't get to reach the crime scene before their competition, and this causes Lou to criticize him. Lou tells Rick that because of him, he lost $5 in gas, and does the bit where he pretends to understand Rick when Rick explains that he isn't good under pressure. Lou's real transformation doesn't come from desperation, it comes from encouragement. Enter Nina, a news producer desperate for ratings. She doesn't just buy Lou's footage, she buys into his ambition. Nina tells Lou that stories about minorities hurting white suburbanites sell better, and as a result, Lou learns the formula for success. From here, Lou doesn't chase the news, he starts creating it, breaking into homes, staging shots, manipulating the narrative. Lou comes across a shooting and is unable to get a story from any witnesses about what happened. He breaks into the home, captures footage from inside the home, and takes a letter to gather personal information about the victims. Lou will stop at nothing to get the perfect shot, always chasing perfection, no matter the cost. When questioned, Lou lies, calm and smooth, because he isn't just a cameraman anymore, he's the director. There are several moments in the film where Lou lies and manipulates Rick, and it leads up to Rick still needing this job and doesn't have enough of a reason to quit. While Lou is making enough money on footage and has a conversation with Rick about expanding the company, Lou promotes Rick to executive vice president from an assistant after hyping him up about his recent performance. Rick asks about a raise, and Lou makes him pick a number. But Rick is too scared to say a certain amount until he shyly says $75. Then, when Rick asks about more, Lou says they already sealed the deal and admits that Rick could have gotten more. Lou knows that Rick is still unsure of himself and uses certain moments between them to establish that power dynamic he placed at the start of their relationship. Lou thrives off of other struggles. Take Nina, for example. She is a struggling producer working the depth slot, meaning night shift, where their TV ratings are really low. Nina displays her desperation, and Lou finds a way to exploit it. Let's drop into this scene. Over dinner, Lou reveals that he knows she needs to get the ratings up, and if she doesn't, she will most likely get fired. Not only is he taking advantage of her career issues, she is being pursued by him romantically. When Lou is negotiating a price for the home invasion footage, he reminds Nina that she needs him. Lou is demanding an absurd amount of money, but ultimately they agree on 15K. And Lou threatens to pull the plug on their working relationship if she continues to not comply with requests at work and in bed. Keep in mind that these two are not in a romantic relationship, and even if they were, this is still abusive. If the power dynamic isn't obvious enough, take a quick look at this scene. When Lou and Rick follow the two suspects of the home invasion to a restaurant, Lou pressures Rick to go outside of the car and film the potential shootout between the suspects and the police after Lou told 911 that these men are armed. At this point, Rick isn't as submissive as Nina, but attempts to push back at Lou's demands. This still fails, but Rick still tries, and Lou is adamant that it's more dangerous for Lou inside the car than it is for Rick to be outside of the car.
A bullshit? A bullshit?
Rick knows this isn't true, and so does Lou, but Rick really doesn't have a choice. What Lou does to Nina and Rick are essentially the exact same. Lou disguises an abusive relationship as a working one. He sees what the system rewards: fear, violence, spectacle, and he delivers it efficiently, quietly, without remorse. Lou Bloom isn't a villain because he's a monster. He's a villain because the world told him this was the smartest way to win. And maybe the scariest part?
It is my hope that through hard work and commitment, you will move through the intern program and continue to pursue your career goals as full-time employees of Video Production News.
It worked.